This is a follow-up to my shipwreck base. This is a merged world, so it's connected to the shipwreck. You will notice how the day counter is a bit off. That's because my day counter in shipwreck's bugged. It's about 300 days ahead of me, and this is about maybe 400 days after my last base tour. I'm currently on World 28, and you can have a look at my little setup I have here. This is my storage area. Eventually I want it to be scale chests, but I just don't have enough scales at the moment. So I've just been slowly working on it. In the meantime, storing things on the floor and in my science area. You can see here, here's how I deal with hounds. I come here during hound waves when it's winter hounds or regular hounds, and the hounds get killed by the cactus, and it works pretty well. I run in using cactus armor, so it's pretty easy to do. It makes quick work with a hound wave, and requires little maintenance. Here's where I go during my fire hound waves, because fire does damage to cactus, quite a significant amount, so it's usually just best to take them there. From time to time I do use power flutes and things, but I find having a nice reliable source is good. This is my turf storage. You'll notice how I have quite a few Krampus sacks. Currently they're all filled with turf, these ones, as you can see there. I have one space for each turf that I can possibly move. There are 25 turfs you can move, and you can see them all there. So whenever I need turf storage, this is where I put them all. Here's my little farm area on some nice guano turf. It's fairly big, I don't particularly use it too often, but it's there. And here's my pig area. I kind of went a little overboard. If you come here during a full moon, some interesting stuff can really happen. Here are my dodos. Just basic dodo pen, not too much to it. I got my goat pen of my renewable goats, so I can kill them whenever I want to farm our goats. If we move down here, I can show you one of my bigger projects. It's a little bit extravagant and doesn't really serve much use, but it's quite nice to have. You'll begin to see all the different layers of turf. The outer layer here, the cobble, being the weakest turf, and as it goes in it gets more and more dominant, so I can easily tell which turf layers are over which. You can see the leftovers there. The carpet and the snakeskin are exceptions to this. Whereas when you get to the middle, when you stop there, and then you go to the other side, and then it gets, from this way, more dominant, up to where the carpet and the snakeskin is, which is the most dominant. You can see what it looks like on the map. People like to call it a pokeball. It wasn't intended to be a pokeball, but I can kind of see the resemblance. If we head up here, I can show you the rest of my base. Past the gigantic storage area I have here. I've got plenty of turf of each turf, so it's kind of nice to have whenever I choose to build. I've got turf on hand. Here is a little monument I built to Shipwrecked, and the little parrot you get on the boat. It kind of got set on fire at one point, but you can teleport it around without it burning up. So what I did is I teleported there and then got rid of the telefocus. So now it just sits there. I also have a nice wormhole pretty much in the center of my base, which leads me straight to the desert, which is really nice to have. And now we have my Krampus farm. I use a bug involving Glommer to kill Glommer over and over again, and this is one gigantic fire farm, so I set the grass walls on the outside on fire, and Krampus dies to fire damage, dropping the sacks, and that's how I got them all earlier. As we move up, you can see my cave entrance and my shipwrecked portal. The bats here spawn and instantly get destroyed. It's a great way of dealing with bats, and it's fairly safe. There's not too much danger in that. As you can see, the bats just get destroyed, which is really satisfying. You can see my mole pen to the right there. It's where I keep all my moles if I ever need rocks, or just moles or moggles or something, I can get them there. Then we go straight up to my spider farm. The way I've built it in such a way that when queens spawn, they get trapped in between the houses. So the queens gets killed pretty much instantly by the bunnies. This is where I get all my silk and all my glands and everything I could possibly need from a spider. Let's get some coffee so I can run a bit faster. You can see I start to do gold. Oh, here's where I do dragonfly. I killed dragonfly there. You can see I've done gold roads, and I've got cactus by the ponds to kill mosquitoes, so the mosquitoes don't bother me either. As you can see, I've done gold roads. I haven't done it in other places because I've got moles around, but I've done it in some places to make it look fancy. You can see my lovely retrap with polygons and everything to keep it safe, and nice turf flooring to make it nice and pretty. So once in a while I come here and smash it, and you can see all the individual stacks of reeds I have there, and all the tentacle spikes I got from cleaning up. If we head up here, you can see my first desert. I got 2 deserts. This is where my McTusk spawned. It's an automatic farm, so if I come here during winter, McTusk attacks the bunnies and the bunnies kill McTusk, and it works really effectively. As you can see, there's like a tam and a few canes in there, a few tusks in there. If we head up, we can go to my other desert where I've got my my Maxwell portal. And if we keep heading up, my road's pretty much covered the entire map at this point. This will take me back to the wormhole, which I showed you in my base, so it will take me straight to base. Here is my way of wall hopping if I ever choose to, which I probably won't, considering how much time I've invested on this mod. So we head over here, you see the wormhole, and another Krampus sack full of gold. And my meat effigy if I ever die, because at this point I need them. I'm in a little cooking area again, all this fancy stuff. I still have my entire storage area mainly in Shipwrecked, so all my stuff's just stored in there. You can see I've got a few empty areas there which I plan on building on. I just haven't got around to doing it yet. There go the bats, really satisfying to watch. Lots of cactus spikes, as you can kind of tell. Another area I plan on building in, I just haven't got around to doing it. If we head up here, you can see my fire farms. I've got 2 of them for pigs. I built them really basically because they're really easy to put out like this. If you have a obsidian armor on and use a fan in the center, it puts out the entire thing. So it works pretty effectively, and with very little risk. We've got the road going to the North Cave entrance, which I haven't done much in there at all. And if we follow the gold road down here, I can take you to my little plant farms. We have the twig one, which I pretty much just leave on for now. It picks twigs, and what you do is you smash the bulb in the center, and it drops all the loot for you. I have 3 versions of this. I have one for twigs, one for coffee, as you can see there. So that's where I get my coffee from now on. I've got my my clockworks, my pet clockworks, which have been here since the beginning of the game. There's also a frog in there, which I've just kind of left be. There's my grass live-on farm. It works quite effectively. Would recommend building these if you don't use them. If we head through here, you can see my koala from pen, which is a bit empty at the moment, but that'll change in good time. And the beefalo horns from the beefalo I've killed. If we head up here, we go pretty much to the edge of the map, really far away, where I've got rock lobsters. I'm attempting to use them to farm rocks, but it doesn't seem to be that effective. And we've got mad written here. I signed my world. I like to do that. It's nice big letters mad in the corner. It's a nice little touch, I think. If we head up here, you can go see my backup goat. The goats I showed you earlier, I keep them there, but I have a spare goat here, so that even if I kill all of them, they still respawn in my little pen, which is a great source of meat and horns for weather pains. Here he is. He just sits there, deloaded, so he's not in any danger. Just get my sanity up a little bit. And here we go. You got a wild cod from there. And you still see I got beefalo lying around. The beefalo I've bred to quite a bit, but I just really leave them be. If they get on my roads, that's when I take them out, otherwise I just leave them be. If we head back here, you can see what you missed, because it was nighttime before. You can see the 5 farms in the full day. There is another road there leading to a wormhole, but it doesn't really go anywhere. So yeah, my 5 farms, pretty basic, works really effectively. Sill farm, empty patch that I plan on building in. I still wanted to work on shipwreck, but right now shipwreck hasn't really changed too much. I've been spending a lot of time in Rare Giants just building this. My Glommer farm, Fancy Pig King. And this is my base. That's my base tour, that's what it looks like on the map. It's quite ridiculous, the big circle. And I've built roads going everywhere. I want to do a lot more. I'm just thinking about what I want to build. Currently I'm building in the ruins. There's not much to show down there, so I won't bother, but I'm currently working on building paths down there to go into the ruin areas and quite a lot of fancy stuff. But yeah, this is my world. This is part 2 of my base tour. I built all of this on stream, so if you want to check me out on Twitch, there'll be a link in the description. I do stream daily, and until then, night night, sleep tight, don't let the bedbugs fight. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and have a pleasant day.